So she's going to try and recommend it to a customer. So I'm super excited.
Way to go. Come on. That's what I'm talking about. And you brought her on to the drop talk yesterday with a nurse's
Yes.
one. And now she's fired up. Good job. Congrats. Marcia said she has 2 new customers. Congratulations. Let's go.
It's
Any other
live now.
from this week? Yeah, you're good, Sonny. Thank you so much. We are good. But yeah, any other wins from this week? Sales, enrollments, anything that happened? Alicia?
I had a lady that I met at the Gold Coast airport in the baggage area that I quickly had a little conversation with her, showed her Joel's pictures, got her contact details, and she just purchased the drops yesterday or the day before. So it pays to get their contact so you can keep that relationship going. So we've been chatting since the Gold Coast. I've had a few wins, but that was my good one.
Come on. Congratulations. Fortune is in the follow-up. I mean, that was a couple weeks back, right? That we had the Gold Coast event. So way to stay in touch. It's amazing. Cindy got 1 new customer. Other Cindy Terrace got a new customer and a new brand partner. Dang. Come on. Let's go. Congratulations. Rick and Janine, what's on your guys' minds? Yeah. Oh, you're muting yourself.
I just wanted to say that's one really good thing about the collab drops is being able to give samples. Because I've given out samples to my hairdresser and another lady, beauty therapist. So you can give like 3 days like with the Noni sachet and 3 days maybe of the collab, depending on what you want to do. But then they get, and even with the elite, so depending on how, what your relationship is with them, there's so many choices now of what samples you can give to them.
Yes. Yeah. You guys have a competitive advantage. Sunny, close your ears because we don't have these yet, but they are so amazing, right? Who here has not just used them, but who here sampled them to anyone yet? Like, have you shared this yet? Yeah, it's like so simple and they taste amazing, right? And by the way, who here would like to be able to win one of these as well too? Would that be interesting? Okay. I was talking to Rick and Janine, and we may or may not have something in mind to be able to do something like this as well too. So I'll see. I'll have them decide at the end, was the team cool today or not? And then they'll be the ultimate judge. So how do we do this? Well, I want to give a quick perspective. Today's been, I'll be honest, my emotions are kind of recovering because I just made a post. Who here did not yet see the updates of another network marketing company, Modere, shutting down? You haven't heard of that yet. You haven't seen that. Or did everyone see that? Okay. We're in network marketing where this is the best place to keep secrets, by the way. Just kidding. You share something and it goes viral, right? So today, 3 hours ago, a major company in network marketing shut its doors. And in Australia and New Zealand, they have a major foothold. In fact, Alana Hinks, I was just talking to her right before this, she just came from there. Like that was her last corporate job, right? So, and it was a company that inspired really what network marketing direct selling is. Some of us, does anyone here have friends or people that are in Modere at all? Yeah, it's very sad because I just think to myself, imagine if today you love everything that's going on here in Partner Co. and your life depends on it and you're waiting for your check. Who here loves your paydays, by the way? You love it when there's, right? Imagine it's the day that you're expecting to get paid. Your livelihood depends on it. Your house payment depends on it. Your kids are depending on it. And you're waiting for your check. And instead of getting a check, you get a notice by email that your company is shutting down for good with no heads up and no explanation. And all of a sudden, years and years and years and years of work are just gone, just like that. That is literally what just happened to Modere. And it's like, wow, so many injustice, crazy. I can't believe it's happened. It's ridiculous, right? And I made a post on the Warrior Movement. You can read through that as well too. Just know that can't happen here. We're privately held, we have no debt, and we have a bill of rights. So that won't happen here, which I'm super grateful for. Yeah, that is one of the big reasons why MLM companies get a bad name, right? But that happened. And with that, I'm just like, oh my gosh, like that's painful, because a loss for the industry is a loss for us as well too. Now, I already know there will be people in Modere coming here, because who here agrees that Partner Co, we have an amazing home. Like, it's just a great place, right? And when you have a great home, you don't really have to, like, you don't have to talk too much. We just are. And we just keep on doing our things. And sometimes there's these things that happen, and shifts have to happen. So that's happened today. But with that, so I'm still kind of like reeling over that, but it makes me super grateful for who we are, what we're doing here. I just want to encourage you that you putting in the time on this Saturday morning, you investing in yourself, being a better professional, you sharing the product, you sharing the business is one of the most beautiful things that anyone can do. And people are watching, right? People are absolutely watching, and it is much well needed and respected out there. So with that, we have an important topic today, which is now, why was I bringing it up? Because we're talking about how do we expand? What's going on in the space? We're in a very good place in Partner Co in Australia and New Zealand specifically, because this is one of the few companies. I think Modere was honestly probably one of the bigger companies in Australia and New Zealand. But if that company went down, well, that means that we're really much so positioned even higher than we already have been as well too. So the radar is on Partner Co. The radar is on you. But what do we need to do now? Well, this is an opportunity that we need to expand the team base. Who here would love way more teammates fired up with you, sharing and expanding together, right? And the question is, how do you do that, right? When you follow our system, it is very simple to sell the products and get customers, which we should always be doing, right? Customers are the lifeblood of our business. Get a healthy retail. However, then there's the transition when you want to expand into the partners. How do you expand the team that actually does something as well? And one of the biggest things, and Rick, I'd love for you to talk about this because it's something you are seasoned in. It's something you live and breathe, but it's the power of third-party edification, three-way calls, and all that. But specific with business, Rick, like, tell us about why it's important on the business perspective. Like, what would you do if you were new to enroll more partners, and how do we actually do it?
I guess that's been, for me, James, relatively straightforward, because I've not naturally been a human being with a lot of self-confidence. And so I would always seek out someone who knew more than I did, defer to experience. I think I've now have somewhat of a reputation in recent years for when someone asks me a question saying something like, well, I don't know, but I do know someone who does know. And I can point to answers and point to other things. So I just absolutely love a system. But for me, the realization throughout my life has been that it's very difficult to be a guru in your own land. You know, we have a lot of connections and friends who see us as a certain identity. They hold us in a certain position in maybe the hierarchy of a group of people. They have a reference point that's strong around at that identity. And very rarely is, unless we're, a special human being, very rarely is that identity of someone that they want to follow, or a leader, or a guru, or an expert in any particular field, obviously other than your profession or workspace. It's a blessing. I think, like Fina is a professional in the medical sector, and so has a credibility already built into that, which is wonderful. But I've never ever had that in my space around health and wellness along the way. So being able to introduce someone who's gone before, someone who shows the way, who I can refer to as an expert in the field, has always been such a powerful resource for me. I've been very fortunate to have people supporting us along the way in our business over the journey. And a really good example we have here living today is we have Mr. James Zeng sharing his time, giving and pouring into us and teaching us. But he's not within our immediate circle in this country or in New Zealand even, is he? He's a long way away. So there's a lot of power in someone. This is not devaluing James's input, because we know he's an intelligent, clever, experienced, knowledgeable, wonderful teacher. But we have the ability, when we can put people in front of someone like James, that will then be able to share the information. The most important part of that is that human beings will then listen. Because I'm not sure about you, but my friends don't really want to listen to me if I share something intelligent. You can share opinions and you can mess around, you can have fun. But all the people I played football with or worked with, if I start talking to them about health particularly and too much personally, then they're not really interested. They don't want to know about it. So third-party human beings often have so much more power than we do. And of course, the other part of that is, you know, we've got wonderful information, which is third-party references that we already have in our system. Very, very, very powerful information. But as we know, information is not just enough, is it? Information is available, but that's not going to do the whole job. So introducing to someone else who can be the expert, I think, is one of the biggest lesson I've learned over my journey. And not just in this industry, in life in general. I call it the grandparent effect. Often children won't listen to their parents, but they will more often listen to grandparents. It's just that step away, because our parents know nothing, do they? Especially when we're young. You know, especially when we're teenagers, our parents really know nothing. And then as we become grandparents, it's marvelous how clever we become. So that's my input, James. Third-party power is everything in this sector.
So important, right? Profits not appreciating their own land. Who here has been through that already with your prospects, where you try to say something and then they just don't believe you, right? It's just like, you can tell they don't want to give it to you, and they give you an attitude. And this is just how life is. I am very coachable with others. With my own wife, I have an ego. Like, just ask Becky. It's just like, and I think, and I don't want to have an ego, but I do. That's just how familiarity is. So when you understand this is human nature, that's why the power of a three-way is so important. Now, specifically, and you can use a three-way message in many different ways. You can do a three-way call, right? Get someone patched in on a three-way call, you introduce them, and then they just start talking. You can do a three-way Zoom. You could do it through a text, a messenger, a voice memo. There's any single way to bring in a third party is effective, more than just by yourself. But when I would use a three-way is especially when you feel like you need to leverage more influence. And it's not any disrespect to yourself. It's just knowing that's just how the game works. I had to pull a three-way today with Katie Holt Larson with some of my leaders. So, you know, I have to do this every single day myself as well, too. That's just kind of how it works, you know? So, yeah. Now, this is the idea, though, specifically for business. See, product, because the drops in our products are pretty good, many times they don't necessarily need a three-way to get started, right? Who here has gotten a sale without needing a third party involved, right? Just talk about the drops and they buy it, right? But when it comes to the business, and especially someone being engaged with the business and doing it, right? It's one thing to sign them up. It's another thing for them to actually like take action, to launch, to make their post, to go with the system. That many times your friend, even if they join you, they might doubt you. They'll be like, what does James really know about business? I've known him since I was a kid. I know more than him, right? Like, they feel that way sometimes. So especially on the business front, if you leverage a three-way message properly, you'll see how your close rates will go faster. You'll see how duplication will go faster. And also, you know, the biggest thing I love about three-way messages or three-way calls, the best way to learn this business is by seeing someone else do the business with you. Even better when it's your own prospect. So I remember, for example, the first time I really did a three-way was my second recruit ever in my network marketing career. She was a classmate. She was kind of a warm market to me. I invited her, brought her to see the presentation. And for the close, I introduced her to my mentor. Now, how do you do a three-way message properly? Edification is important, all right? Type this in the chat if you're with me, EDIFY. EDIFY. Edification is such a powerful thing. Edification is honoring someone. It's building up someone's value. It's being able to share and talk about someone so that they see, wow, I want to go talk to someone like this. So I learned how to edify well. You know what's great about edification? We can all edify each other because we all have amazing traits about ourselves. It's not a title necessarily. It's not about how much money you've made. It's not about any of that. It's just edifying. Like if let's say I'm working with Joey, and let's say he's someone I want to bring in a three-way for the business. You know what I'd say about Joey? I'd be like, I want to introduce you, Sonny, to my good friend, Joey. This is somebody that has inspired many people already. He is an incredible husband, an incredible father, and an amazing entrepreneur. And he knows a lot about this business. Can I introduce you to him so he can answer more questions? Right? If you were Sonny and you heard that about Joey, wouldn't you feel more respect towards Joey? You'd be like, I want to go meet this person. Here's another saying. It's not about what you know, it's about who you know. So if you build up that edification legitimately, right? You don't have to prop someone up where they're not. Just give legitimate praise and honor to somebody. That little phrase will then put it up so that when you introduce your prospect to that edified person, there's respect. This or what happens is this. I bring Sonny to the call. Joey now is not judging Sonny. He doesn't trust him. He trusts me because I'm the friend, but he does respect Sonny. Sonny delivers the information. And you know what's crazy? Sonny can say the same thing that I would say. But just because Sonny's a third party and I edified him and there's respect, now Joey hears the information differently. And you're going to think, I've been saying the same thing to you all along. But you know, that's just kind of how it is. Right? So edification is super, super powerful when it's done properly. So here is the challenge and the goal this week. Let's get into more three-way messages, calls, appointments with business prospects specifically. Once again, who here does want more excited partners that are going to launch together with you and grow, right? We want to double this, triple this, quadruple this. The way to do that is finding your key players, is finding your key people to connect with. All right. This last week, there's many that have happened, right? You can do this with anybody that you feel can help you to transition that conversation. Fina introduced me to her newest person yesterday, 2 days ago, actually, right, Fina? You were talking with your friend, you just connected with her, and then you got her interested, and then you introduced her to me over a WhatsApp message. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Awesome.
It was exciting to do that. I just wanted to show her off that I've got this awesome mentor. He was so knowledgeable, and he's really touched so many lives, including mine. So I just wanted her to connect with you, and she loved it.
Oh, thank you. And likewise to you, Fina. You're incredible. You're awesome. Obviously, you establish a relationship with them as well too. But then you bring in that third party. It just adds a different dynamic. And then everyone's now building each other up. So what allows is that third party, let's say for me in this situation, I can say things that Fina might not need to say, or maybe she can't say. I can be a little bit more direct. Hey, you ready to get started? Like these types of closing questions. I know if you get on the call with Janine will not leave that call without closing a prospect in a very kind way. Like I know Janine's a closer. Like who here's ever had someone in conversation with Janine before? Like I already know. Yeah. Like they will be loved on. And they will see value and they're going to be excited. Okay. So take advantage of this opportunity. And now that person, I remember, Fina, your prospect came on at first and up front. She was like, just to let you know, I don't really like MLMs. I'm not going to sell. I just want to try the product. Well, guess what? Today, what is she already asking about doing, Fina? What are some of her ideas?
She wants to stock these products in the health store.
Yeah. She's like, let's not just sell it. Let's sell it in a store. Like That's awesome.
And she's like, you know, Fina, there are so many products that I'm selling, but I have nothing like the body balancing drops. They are unique because she sells individual products like ashwagandha and aloe vera and all of that. And she says they're expensive because they're all differently packaged. And she said, I can find so much more in these drops. And she said they are unique.
Wow. There we go. So super powerful to do. Who here, by the way, already has some people that you've either thought about for the business or you've already been in conversation about the business at all, right? Give me a wave or put a 1 in the comments, right? Maybe they're on the fence. You're kind of going back and forth. They haven't signed up yet or anything. Or maybe you have people that you would want to be able to approach. Okay. Well, this week, here's our targets. We want to throw a fun challenge here. All right. You're going to pretend you're a prospect and ask to speak to Janine. Yeah, exactly. That would be good. See what she does. So to give away the Janine, should we do this? Like, should we give one of these away? What do you think? Perfect.
Yes, definitely. Definitely.
Okay.
Very
So we're
exciting.
we're gonna give some time.
But you have to do something for it.
Yes. Yes. We're not just gonna give everyone one.
Can you hear?
Yes,
Oh,
I can
yes.
hear you. Yes.
Oh,
So I'm thinking, how much time? 2 weeks? Should we give it to, I know we're talking about like end of April or
we've got I think 2 weeks. We've got Easter coming in the middle of all that. So maybe we should give them 2 weeks.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's the challenge, and you guys heard it first. For every one 3-way connection you make with a business prospect with an upline, with a vice president or above, so you can pick whoever, right? Fina, Stacy, Jody, Janine, Rick, whoever you feel, and many of you are capable of doing this, but we're just using this as a metric for now, okay? But for every one 3-way connection for a business prospect that you make with a vice president and above, you just introduce them. However you want to do it, through a call, through a message, get them in a chat. For every one that you do, and they're actually like responding, right? You can't just throw them in and they're not actually a person, right? Cindy, don't think about it. I saw her recently. Cindy Mundy's like, all right, I'm just going to start throwing them in a chat. No, you have to invite them, right? Like you have to talk to them and then get them into this conversation. And all of our vice presidents above, they will check this, right? We'll know who's a legitimate one or not. I know you guys are going to be totally fine. But for every one that you get into a conversation, you will earn 1 raffle in a raffle for a set of collab drops. So if you bring 3 into a conversation, you're going to get 3. If you bring 5 into a 3-way conversation, you'll get 5 raffle tickets. If you bring 10, you bring 20. The more, the better. The more you have opportunities to win. We will give an update next week on, and next week is Easter. So I don't know, do you guys usually celebrate Easter? You do. Okay. So more than likely we'll not do a training next Easter, but we will check. We'll get the tallies and we'll give an update so you guys know where you stand. Is anyone here competitive, by the way? You like to win things? You know, I'm the type of person that it doesn't matter what it is. If you can win, we will compete. Let's go. Joey's got, dude, I'm scared of Joey, man. Do you see his eyes? Here, competition. And he just like stared us all down. He's like, it's going down. All right. So 2 weeks from now, that is the 26th, I believe. That day, we will officially do the raffle and we'll count down. So remember, every one 3-way connection that you do with a vice president above of a business prospect, you introduce them, then that will qualify as 1 raffle ticket. Okay. So any questions on that? Joel, do you have any questions on that or?
No, I'm good, man. I'm just coming in new to the game, but I just need to know how to get people into it. But I'm keen to try.
Perfect.
Challenge.
Perfect. Yep. Janine?
I think it's fantastic. I can just see Joel. All you need to do, Joel, is put that photo up and you'll have people coming. That's for sure. How do I do this? I want to do what you're doing. Yeah.
Absolutely. And you can see it's all the way to invite, it's all in the scripts. You can also use ChatGPT. Hey, here's my friend. Here's a potential script. What would you say to invite them to take a look at the business opportunity? So it's all in there. You refer to that and all of your mentors for specific advice on that. All right. Fina, did you have a comment? You're muted.
It's fantastic. And like you said, you know, the third party can be more open than we can, because sometimes the hardest people to do business with are family and friends. So when I bring in James, James can say what he wants and disappear. And I think from what I tell them about James, you've been in the industry for 13 years. I'm a rookie in all of this, you know, so you've got more credibility. So I love the idea.
Yes, absolutely. Yep. So let me end this with a couple of examples of what this could look like. So you have some visuals and audios. Okay. So if I'm Joel, I make my post, and then people are asking like, what are these drops? Right. In our scripts, it talks about how, hey, you can get them, but also there's a way you can even get them paid for. Right? Are you interested in that? And then they're taking a look at those details and like, hey, I can show you how to get these drops paid for. You get a 4-pack, you sell 3 of them, you can get yours paid for and make some money. Would you be interested in that? I'm like, sure. How does that work? At that point, let's just say I am plugging in Janine, right? I'll be like, let me introduce you to one of my mentors, and she really understands this business and the products. Janine, she has decades of experience in this industry, one of the top leaders here, and she's helped a lot of people do well. But I'm going to connect you with her on a message right now or a call. Boom. Then I introduce in a message. Let's just say, for me, I typically like a message. I have like a thread first. So I'm in a message. If I'm Joel, I put Joel and Janine and myself in a message. Then I'll be like, hey, Janine, I'll give a little background, right? Hey, Janine, I want to introduce you to my good friend, Joey. Joey is somebody that loves wellness. He wants to make more money, though. He was interested in how to get these drops paid for. Joey, this is my mentor, Janine. She's helped me tremendously. I know she can answer a lot of questions, and she's going to take really good care of us. Boom. Then my job is done. I shut up. I let the mentor, I let the third party do what they need to do. And then I listen. This way it doesn't get too confusing and there's not too many voices. And then Janine's going to do everything that she does amazing, you know? So that's how you can do it. And a Dahlia, no worries, engagement sandwich if no one's liking your post on Facebook. And remember, you can also proactively invite people as well too. We have invite scripts for that also in the boards as well. All right. Janine, did I miss anything? Anything you want to add in on that?
No, that's fantastic.
Awesome.
Excellent. We're looking forward to being really busy in 3-way chats and with 3-way calls.
Perfect. Okay. Well, I got a serious question. Who's winning this box of drops then? It's got to go to someone. The person that wanted the most is going to win. That's how I've seen it. The person that wanted the most is going to win. So good luck.
And you're all lucky because Jodie Garner's not on the call at the moment because she had another appointment. But as soon as she hears about this, she's going to be trying to win it. So you better all get going.
Absolutely. Sounds good, guys. Hey, well, so appreciate you. The 2 weeks from now, we might shift this 1 hour earlier, by the way, to accommodate for daylight savings. But keep posting in the chats. Have an amazing and blessed weekend, and happy Easter.
Question, James.
Yeah, Fina.
Question. I was just wondering, I'm now intrigued and I'm very curious about how Janine closes, you know, deals. So
Oh, you broke out.
Calls, if you think it's appropriate, we have like a mock training and someone pretends to be a difficult prospects and get them onto
I think we can do some
I
sparring.
learned by listening.
We can do, how about our next training we do role play. Role play closing scenarios.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm down.
Yes, that would be fantastic. And it's fun. Yeah.
Okay. I like it. Okay. 2 weeks from now, coming back. It'd be great. Sounds good. All right, guys. Have a great weekend.
Happy Easter to you too.
Thanks.
Sure.
Have a
Bye,
good
everyone.
weekend.
Thank you, James.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.